Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Today I am doing a flip through, not super slowly, but semi slowly, of my journal that I just finished last night. So I have had other journals. So I had a journal that I did for most of January into a little bit of February. And then this journal is from February 17th to yesterday, which was May 10th. You can tell that the binding is kind of tapped out, as they say. So I had to tie it with a ribbon. So I think it's been important to not confine myself to certain types of journaling. So this journal and even my previous journal have been utilized for lists of fun things, brain dumping, some collaging, junk journaling. I have answered questions in this, so self-reflection, thought processes, favorites, things I want to try, all of that. So again, like at every journal beginning, I like to have my vision board and then my Chinese New Year predictions. I like those a lot. And then there are several pages where I have receipts and different reviews. So for instance, different animes that I watched, I have a review of that one. Another anime that I watched, some collages, photo cards. So I really like being able to put those in there. Again, lots of questions, some flowers, different explorations that I've done, things that I've gotten. And again, when we're talking about quote-unquote junk, we're talking about the pretty things, the things that otherwise would get thrown away maybe, but being able to keep them in a spot that's sort of like scrapbooking, but making it more mobile and making it multifaceted. I know that a lot of people will have specific journals for specific things. I have found though that the best way for me to actively utilize a journal is to have it where I can kind of put a bunch of stuff, a little bit of everything into it. And again, not every page has to have your deepest, darkest desires or feelings. It can be as simple as, hey, I'm going to write about the movie, or hey, I'm going to answer this question that I saw, or hey, I'm going to take down some random thoughts, or for instance, like these, I cut out from a Happy Meal that was the Huntrix and Sacha Boys Happy Meals. And then some of the special cards I got, which it's thinking about like, okay, if I weren't putting these things in a journal or in something else, where would they go? Would they get tossed? Would they end up in some bin? Would they be shoved in a drawer, shoved in something else? So really, like when we're talking about consumerism, even figuring out like what's worth keeping, what's worth getting. And like with this, like even with this journal, this was a journal that I have previously had for several years that I only used 2 pages out of until this year. And then I was like, well, I can't buy a new journal until I finish all of the journals that I currently have, and fill them up. And so again, like putting cards and putting even Pokemon cards, putting different pen paling stuff that you get. I have different K-pop stuff in here, different cards that I make flippable and kind of make more like a picture book, dedications to you know, your favorite things, things that you've been liking, things that you've disliked. Taking questionnaires and stickers. Stickers are a big thing. Like, I am now in the mindset of, okay, if I'm not going to put this sticker on my water bottle, or I'm not going to put it on something immediately and it's just going to sit in a drawer for a while and I'm not like pen paling with it, well, then where is it going to go? And should it just be sitting for like 3, 4, 5 years? Again, like, okay, I had tea, so like I put that in there. Using different scrapbooking, again, things or odds and ends. For instance, cards that I got for graduation with my master's. Making things fun, flipping through things. It doesn't have to be boring. It can be multifaceted. For instance, like that. That's so cute. And this is made out of an envelope, right? Writing about favorite groups or creating abundance. And then, you know, taking pieces of paper that are odds and ends and gluing them in and writing on them. And maybe there's like some books or magazines where something has been interesting to you, or like, for instance, me, like I cut out the glossary from one of my K-pop books, and then wrote about how I was feeling that day. And then again, writing prompts. They don't have to be anything crazy, and they don't have to be like as consistent, right? Like, then doing a collage page, another collage page, but still writing, right? Like, for instance, doing a body scan. And then like this one I did recently, and it's talking about like what type of dinosaur would I consider myself to be. And because I had this piece of paper that was shaped like an egg, right? Like, okay, well, Easter's now passed, so what am I going to use it for? Well, I turned it into a dinosaur egg. This specifically I've had for a couple of years from a small artist that I've bought and stuff from. But then I was thinking, okay, well, what am I like? Am I going to put this up on my wall? I have another one up on my wall. But then being able to cut out things from nature books and do, you know, what is inside of my silly little brain, and do thought bubbles, not overthinking it. And again, you know, questions. This is lyrics from a BTS song. Utilizing markers and all of that. This is also BTS themed. I had these stickers, so I was like, oh, well, I'll make a page based on that. 25 words that inspire me. Things that I always want in my fridge. Things that make me happy. So again, like, yeah, of course these Polaroids of my cat could go in, you know, a little picture book, but why not put them in here? And then what I love about each season, what's in my bag. And with this, like, I drew little pictures of what's in my bag. Things that I cannot control versus things that I can control. And a collage that my friend made, as well as a current about me page. So with that being said, you know, without it being tied together, look at how giant this is. And yeah, this took me a couple of months to do, but it was something where I took it everywhere with me. It downed my screen time, so I think that's really important. Even if you can't think of anything right off the rip of like, oh, well, what am I supposed to write about? Looking around, asking your friends, looking for inspiration in your surroundings. So let's say you're at a coffee shop. Okay, well, write about your favorite things to do while you drink coffee, or write about your favorite coffees. Or, you know, if you're listening to a playlist, like, what was your favorite song from that playlist and how did that impact you on that day? if you're feeling like shit, write that you're feeling like shit. And it doesn't mean that you have to like re-look through them right away, but I think that it just gives a more current, up-to-date look at what's happening in your life, regardless if you're, you know, taping down quote-unquote junk in it, or writing something very powerful, or putting photo cards in and writing something silly. I think that it's important to express yourself. And I will say this, it doesn't have to look like everyone else is journaling, right? I think especially with analog activities right now, it's easy to get jealous or feel insecure about what other people are doing and how other people are, you know, buying a bunch of stuff and getting all the expensive things. It doesn't have to be like that. So again, even thinking, okay, well, do you have a current journal that you have not finished that's in your house right now? And if it's plain, okay, well, how can you make it pretty? Can you put tape on the front? Could you color the front, paint the front? Like, what will that look like? And also, like, for instance, if it's not going to close, well, tie a ribbon. Like, tie a ribbon around it. So I will be starting my next journal today. So today, May 11th. And those ones that I got for my next couple journals, they're all the same. They came in a pack. They're a lot thinner and a lot smaller. So I did buy some of those clips, right? So being able to clip them, but still the same idea will continue of writing, not really being in a rush to fill it or to hurry, and also not putting too much pressure on myself for what it is supposed to look like, right? So I hope this serves as an inspiration, and that all of you can feel like you have another task that can be low stimulation as well as something that brings you joy. Thank you so much.